Welcome back to Money Talk. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. That's right, Money Talk with Jesse Torres. Jesse Torres is not here. We are at CES 2015 in Las Vegas, beautiful Las Vegas. I am accompanied by Vassy. Vassy, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, what's going on? Live in Vegas.
That's right. Anything that happens in Vegas, hopefully will stay there. Until you have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I think whoever created that just wanted to let people know what actually does happen in Vegas, right? Okay, so we are here and we are accompanied by Sarah Capra and Veronica Eklund. Welcome to the show. We need your headphones on. That would help.
This is awesome.
Live is awesome. There you go.
And Kelly just walked into the house. Woo!
Now, okay, so I'm sorry, we're hearing the studio as well. So we're having some technical issues here with the studio hearing you. But Sarah, welcome to the show of Money Talk with Jesse Torres. And, Sarah, we met you at CES, one of the first nights that we were out here. You have a program that you guys have created. Tell us about it.
Sure. So Orate is an online marketplace that helps event organizers and public speakers to more easily find one another. So what we do is we help organizers to find quality speakers on any size budget quickly and easily, and we help public speakers to effectively market themselves while highlighting the right information for event organizers, helping them understand what that information is, what it looks like, and then helping them to get in front of the right audiences.
Okay, so, and you two came together to create this as well. How did you two meet?
Well, we met in 2012. We worked together at a management consulting firm called CEB. And we weren't even on the same team, but we worked on the same products, so we were in pitch trainings together.
Okay.
Which is funny because we have done so much pitching since we have started this endeavor, so we always think it's kind of ironic that that's where we met.
Right.
Since we feel like that's all we do is pitch.
and this whole project that you've taken on, I mean, Sarah, you've had quite an interesting career from what you wanted to do and what you're doing now. Like, at what point did that transition from, I think I heard an interview where you talked about you wanted to do film, and now you're doing you're creating very big creatives on a whole nother level, event planner, or not event, but event people that have special events with people that speak at special events. At what point did you say, oh, I'm just going to go for that instead?
Yeah, it's funny because I think it's something that it's a reoccurring theme throughout your career. It's not something that you realize is a reoccurring theme until you look back on it. But you realize that entrepreneurs are the types of people that like to wear a number of different hats, and I wanted to do so many different things, and I always wanted to be challenged, and I wanted to play a number of different roles and build roles from the ground up. And so I think once I did make the leap, it seemed so obvious that I would be an entrepreneur, and that's, in fact, you start surrounding yourself with those types of people, and that's why Veronica and I teamed up. You realize you're the type of people that identify missing links and then really quickly get frustrated and want to create new solutions and opportunities to fill those links, and so that's what we did.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, it's like you were saying earlier, Vassy, that there's a certain mindset in people who go into entrepreneurship and become entrepreneurs, and part of it is that you need to be challenged and you need to be learning constantly. And one of the things that you hear lots of entrepreneurs who have been successful say is that once they felt like they mastered it, they needed to move on and do something else. That's when they were ready to sell the company or have someone else come over and run it so that they could go do something else where they're learning all over again. And that's one of the things that is consistent in our personalities too, is that we get bored if we're not learning. Like if we're like, okay, we can do this, we already know everything, and we're just executing, it gets boring.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily, we have a lot to learn still, so we won't get bored for a while.
See, that's really interesting because that's a true classic entrepreneur, like people that, it's almost like you're developers. You come in, you build it from ground, zero, and you get it to a point where it's at its peak. And then instead of like thinking, oh wow, I've worked so hard, let's keep this, you're like, okay, I'm ready to let this go, let's sell it off, make a good profit, move on to the next, another challenge to start again from all over. They love that. They
Right.
love that.
Right.
I mean, I'm definitely more attached to my company. I'm never letting it go, but I admire that about you guys, that you have that kind of zest, that hunger for like, really just starting something from scratch again, planting that seed and building it. But I'd like to know, like, how do you guys go about getting funding? Because that's always a tricky thing when, you're trying to build a company, and if you've only got access to a certain amount. I don't know what the situation is, but how do you go about that?
So we're still in the process of funding, but we have secured a good amount, actually, considering how long we've been at this. So one of the things I would say is just talking to everyone cultivating relationships, and letting people know what you're looking for. If you're looking for money, people should know you're looking for money, because if you don't ask for it, you'll never get it.
Don't be afraid to ask is the biggest thing.
Exactly. So we have a couple of angel investors, we're courting a couple of other angel investors, and then we also have an accelerator behind us. So that's another way that a lot of companies nowadays go about getting funding in their early stages, is applying to accelerators.
Now, for those that don't know what an accelerator is, or those that want to get involved with accelerators, what is an accelerator?
So it's basically a program that has a definitive amount of time that it is meant for startups, and they give you a little bit of funding, a place to work, and they bring in advisors and mentors that are experts in different spectrums across the board of starting a company. And so our accelerator, for example, a few times a week had people come in and teach us about a specific thing, and we could ask questions and then try to get into their networks and find out who they know that could help us. And so it's heavy mentorship is really the big thing. They're there to help you, to work with you. The accelerator we went through is called the Startup Factory in Durham, North Carolina, and we loved it because it was small. They only took 5 companies.
Wow.
You go to somewhere like Y Combinator, which most people know if you hear accelerator, they have 50 companies that go through at the same time.
Right.
So
the submissions are like probably off the roof.
What makes you eligible for something like that?
You can't have taken a certain amount of funding at the time. Every accelerator has a little bit of different rules, but they want to make sure that you have received less than a certain amount of funding, that they usually focus in specific stages. For example, the Startup Factory, you could be in idea stage. They don't require that you have a product, but some other ones might require that you have something to show, whether it's a prototype or something along those lines. But as I mentioned, the great thing about the one we went through is the managing partners are so directly involved in the success of your company. So we know them very well. They've worked with us and strategized with us. We go in their office randomly.
And they don't have like any shares of the company or anything like that?
They do take some.
Okay,
all accelerators, when they give you the initial funding, they get something in return for it.
Okay.
Like how much? Like what's the max that or do you negotiate that like Shark Tank?
No, they usually have a specific amount.
Yeah, so, I mean, depending on the accelerator, ours, and they state it explicitly, but, it's 7.5% for the initial funding, and then, at the very end, there might be a different kind of deal, whether it's a convertible note, and so that looks a little bit differently, but it's, it varies from accelerator to accelerator.
Okay, so I think I want to become acceleratorized.
Accelerated.
I just created that word. That's right. I'm Money Talk with Jesse Torres. We were talking about this because dual partnerships, sometimes businesses can fail not because of the product or service, but it can fail because of the team or the synergy between that. So, both of you working together, it's like a marriage, or is it not?
It's absolutely like a marriage. And in fact, one of the things that we've heard consistently in articles and, from our mentors is that, as you said, it's not the product that fails, it's the implosion of the team. And so one of the things that Veronica and I are really great at, and you continue to get better at over time, is just really open, really consistent, and candid communication. So, we set aside meetings for one-on-ones. We talk about the kind of communication and structure and dynamic we want to have with our team and have that transparency with them. And so that, I think, has really made all the difference in the world.
How many people in your team? How many people work for you guys?
So right now it's the two of us, and we have a couple of interns, and we will be hiring this year with the additional funding that we have.
I
So
will
we're
need to
excited.
apply to that, but you're actually, where are you located though? In
So right now we're still in North Carolina because we just finished up the accelerator, but we're based out of the DC area.
Okay. So if you're in the DC area and you're listening to this, Money Talk with Jesse Torres, we are going to direct you. How do they get in touch with you?
So you can reach out to either one of us at info@orate.me, or you can tweet at us at orate.me.
Now, I want to talk really quick about this part of it, and I know Jesse's biting at the chomp because I know he wants me to ask this. You are taking something that a lot of people, they want to do the public speaking, or they're already doing it maybe on a regional level, and you're able to tie it into a national level very quick because you have those connections really quick. What's the process like if I want to come on, I'm a speaker, what do I do on this platform?
So you can go on to www.orate.me, our website, and you'll see two buttons on the homepage, and there's one that says Create a Speaker Profile. So you can fill out your information that comes to us. We follow up with some additional questions to better understand what your goals are, how we can best help support you in that, make sure it's a right fit, and we go from there.
How do you tell the person that wants to be a speaker isn't a speaker? How do you know, how do you weed that out? Do you do a background check? What do you, I could imagine me trying to apply as a political speaker. I would be terrible. They'd be like, who are you?
There's a few things that we ask for. Number one, if you have a video of you speaking in the past, that is a great way to really see what they speak on, what their topics are, and if they actually sound like they know what they're talking about.
Right.
And then also, we want to know, where were the last places you spoke? And have you spoke anywhere in the last couple of years? Who booked you? Are you speaking anywhere coming up? Because it gives us a sense of if other people thought you were good enough to book them. And then, of course...
it's a resume. It's a professional resume.
And then, of course, we'll check out your LinkedIn. And
right.
I believe.
But that's important. See, LinkedIn has to be up to date. What?
Yeah. Well, you're
Right.
like, here's the video. I was, speaking at my niece's christening.
Oh, yeah. Does that,
And
yeah.
here's the other video at my, cousin's anniversary. And I just send you.
We have a lot of family members that can vouch for me,
Everyone in LA wants to be in front of the camera.
That's
Everyone-
true.
We like personal
God, yes.
references too.
Okay, all right. Now on the flip side, so let's say you're CES and you're looking for these things, and we come to your site. What are they going to see, and how do they know, who to book?
Mm-hmm. So again, if you go to that same URL I just mentioned, on the homepage there's a list of our speakers, and there's a way to search for the type of speaker that you're looking for. We're actually really trying to focus a lot on technology speakers, helping different organizations, different conferences to diversify their panels, their sessions. So you can just go on and search, or you can email that info@orate.me, and we will personally, whether you search the database or email us, help you to find the right speaker.
Wow.
And you can also post an event that's looking for speakers. So you can put it on our site, and the speakers can look and see.
So it's like a
who's looking for
submission
speakers.
process
That's
too.
really cool.
That's
And then
nice.
they
I
can
like
apply.
that.
I like that. I mean, I actually do a lot of public speaking. I'm a motivational speaker for a lot of the youth because I do a lot of philanthropy and humanitarian work. Through music, I run a lot of music workshops. So this could be like another way, another living, another career here.
Why not?
Email you girls.
In between, well,
Please do.
and we mentioned that, because what I love about this is, again, this is a woman-owned business,
It's awesome.
and
they're gorgeous.
yeah, and gorgeous
First of
to
all, I
boot.
just wanna
Yes,
say-
gorgeous. And
Thank you.
And you're looking for women speakers as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
And women in technology is kind of the area that we're really focused on right now, because organizers everywhere are telling us that is not only just organizers, but attendees of technology
They
conferences.
want to hear.
I mean, you're kind of isolating a good portion of your attendees when you don't have a woman up there, and it's just 5 white guys.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
what about minorities too? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Now, like
I'm
we said,
Australian. Can you tell by my accent?
I can't.
Yeah, yeah. It's better than Vassie's actual Australian
This is
accent.
fake.
Yeah. She's just making it up,
Right
actually.
for the day.
Yeah, we switched. Yeah. I'm doing the English accent. Okay. Well, we have to take a quick break, and we have to, hear from our from our messengers of all of financial and more financial. But real quick, again. How can we get a hold of you? I don't know where I went with that. I know we're at CES. I'm hearing 20 things in my ears, and I'm like,
100
financial.
Yes. Issues, and it's just like
I know.
here in Vegas.
I know, and I have other people looking at us from outside. So, but seriously, how do we get a hold of you?
email
www.
us. Oh yeah, you
check
can-
it out. Orate.com.
Orate.me. And why is it .me, by the way?
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Well, the .com was taken, and there's no way to find out who owns it right now.
It's being held hostage, but
So
We're
you're
on the search.
you're on the search for it. Hopefully
Yeah,
that
but-
person doesn't hear it, because then he's going to raise the rates. All right.
But we also kind of liked the personalization
This
of
is kinda
adding
cool,
the
.me.
I
like
like
that.
my speaker profile.
Orate me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Orate me.
That's
Yeah.
our Twitter
exactly
handle.
right.
So
Orate
tweet
me.
at us.
Orate me. That's right. Orate me 5 stars. 5 stars. Not for the last thing that I just
we'll
said,
rate you
but
5 stars.
you know, in fact, this public speaking, I don't think I'm going to apply after this radio interview, but we're going to be back with more right here on Money Talk with Jesse Torres. Jesse, if you're out there, you can tweet me a message. I'm checking the messages, actually, and I'm getting them from all our station manager saying all the great things about this show. And if you're listening, tweet us at Aaron M. Sanchez or at Vassie and Orate me at Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
At
Okay.
Orate me, yeah.
We'll be right back right after this.